Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Welcome to Divine Dabblings. I should say Tarot for today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Where are we? Oh, there we are. We just wanted you to see some of our festive lights. Pardon me? It looks fine. Sorry. I'm trying to direct Mr. O and the camera, getting it back to normal. Do you think it looks fine?
Do I look fine?
We have decidedly different attitudes about the holiday, I think you can see in this household. So,
This is a part of the holiday spirit that I can really get behind, if you get the reference.
we were bringing the camera up, Smiling Soul, so you could see some of the lights. We were teasing, and we're here now.
And I can't really wear this, so I'm just going to do away
But
with
I
it
can
now.
wear my ho-ho hat, and I will.
This is that character from...
I think it's an emoji is basically
Yeah,
what it
well,
is
but it's also
now.
as a character on a particular show
Yes.
a few years ago. So we're just going to...
Somebody said you look fabulous. Oh, love the crown. Why,
Well,
thank you.
Why, thank you.
Which
thank
one? So yes, we have we have the holiday spirit here today. I'm glad you could join us so late. We're sorry. I think in the future we're going to try to have a little video in reserve that we'll put on our page to make sure there's some notification for subscribers when we have to change our time. Because if you miss our announcements during the show, or if you're not on our Facebook and Twitter pages, you might not know. But one Sunday a month, Mr. O has to work. So we have to switch our stream to the night version. So many of you made it though, so welcome, welcome. Do you have any announcements, Mr. O? Do you want to talk about Friday's emotional escapade of sorts?
Yeah, we had a little flubber with my weekly emotional exchanges reading. Basically, somehow I did not get it connected with the microphone, and so therefore it recorded without any sound. And when I realized it at the point of premiering, I had to delete it and start over again. So there's a new one there, and I just sort of played around with weird camera tones, so you can check that out if you wish. Hopefully next week I'll be better.
I had to save his poopy headband from the cat, Sunny, who was attacking it. So, and was attached to it actually. So perhaps you want to move that to your table if you're not going to wear it.
What table?
Oh, you didn't. You don't have one today. Wow.
I think I should let Sunny wear it. Where's Sunny at? Here you go, Sunny.
No.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I like to play with the cat. She likes to not.
So, Tina, happy Sunday to you. I see that there. I've got the list written, and I'm going to go over it very quickly. It's Balkis, Jay, Tina, Cynthia, Masonic, Gina, and Smiling Soul. So that's where we're at right now.
All right, and so we are obviously
the
feeling
lights
a
are
little...
going to cause... I'm sorry about that, Smiling.
They're going to trigger?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, I could shut my my little thing off here. It's not a big deal. Or I could leave it on one color. That makes it easier. Well, at any rate, because I don't think the lights in the background are showing anymore.
They shouldn't be.
Yeah. So we should be all set with that, Smiling Soul, if you can handle the lights on my body. All right.
They're not blinking.
I am going to move the decor for a moment because there's only so much room on the table with Sunny there.
Okay, and I'm shuffling the deck.
And we have what deck today?
I'm using my Dame Fortuna. It's pretty much my regular reading deck. I use it most of the time. But during the last few months, I've tried to switch it around a little bit. But that's the back of it. And it was created by Paul Husson. It tends to be kind of a traditional, sort of based off of the French Marseille kind of deck a little bit.
Well, and today I've got, I think it's a U.S. Games deck. I put the box away, unfortunately.
Gina Clean just answered the musical question. The musical question.
Oh, that's awesome, Gina. I have
Thanks for noticing that.
I have to say the deck that I brought out is something I've had for quite a number of years. I can't remember exactly how old it is, but it dates back a ways. It's the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, it's called, and it's really nice too. It's got black background and nice imagery, classical imagery of sorts. So
And Smiling Soul wants to know where you got the light thing.
the light thing, which one? The one I'm wearing, I got from a Joann's fabric store. They have a lot of Christmas decorations there and whatnot. And some of the ones in the back, I think the flashing ones are we got at Meyer. Very short strands with wire that's really easy to mold and shape. And we didn't bring them down low, thankfully, so we'll only have it in the beginning of our show, Smiling Soul. So you might want to skip that part, and then we're good.
Okay, so who's first? What are we up to?
Well, we are up to Balkis. Balkis is first. Oh, but Mr. O, I just want to point out to you
Oh,
that I have some treats from our favorite neighborhood bakery. They're giant Oreo cookies.
ho, ho, ho.
Ho ho, coated in chocolate and with little sprinkles on top. So
Between us, we own a lot of decks, Masonic.
Yes,
I
we do.
probably own at least 20 or some myself, but this one over here, she owns a lot of decks.
I do. That's all I can say. It stems from my childhood, I guess, because my aunts used to have this shoebox under their bed. Well, actually, two of them that had different kinds of divination games and toys in them. And I guess I just had to have bigger shoe boxes because that's where my love for tarot and divination started. And I've been collecting all sorts of divination devices and tools ever since.
We do not currently have a P.O. box. We haven't really thought a whole lot about that.
Well, thanks for that thought,
thank
though,
you. That's a
Smiling
very
Soul.
sweet
I really
thought. Mhm.
appreciate that. Feel free to send online greetings for now. And, we really appreciate it. We will get a P.O. box set up. Thanks
It'll
for
probably be
that.
set up over this next year, I'm sure.
The tarot lady, who is somebody I've been corresponding with a little bit, a lot of us do on Twitter, is going to have a workshop soon called Tarotpreneur, and she's going to give a lot of business tips for setting up a tarot business, and yours truly is sitting in on that one.
Alrighty, so we're still waiting. Hi, Vicky. We're still waiting for
Vicky's
Balkis.
here, right? We'll get you on the list, Vicky. So,
Yes.
Balkis, are you still with us?
Hi there, kitty. I have a kitty down here.
I
Come on.
could use a question from you, Balkis. There you are.
All right.
All right,
general
then.
love reading. All right.
And I also have my Tarot of Dreams again. Which deck do you want to use? Do you want to use this one first? Since
Okay, let's do yours because it's the newest deck we
Yeah.
have not used.
It's been a while. I used to read from this one quite frequently, actually. Still in pretty darn good shape. All right, general love.
Yes, I remember when you used to read from that a lot.
Yeah. The other one I used to read from was called, I think it was called, Sassy has discovered the Oreos.
She won't
won't.
bother them. Yeah.
The Medieval Scapini Tarot.
I like that one.
That's
too.
another one I used to read from a lot. That has gold edges
Yes.
and is really nice as well. Beautiful
So
decks.
tell us, in answer to Masonic's question, how many decks do you think we have?
We've speculated that it's probably around 300. But I think it's less than that. I think it's more like 250.
I don't remember 300.
Well, I think it's in the 200 range for sure. I thought you're the one who said 300 before.
No, I thought I said
So,
200.
Okay. I do think it's in the 200 range, to be honest with you.
Is that crazy?
He has his own collection of decks as well, and it's not as big, but if we combine them all, I do think we're in that range, because besides decks, I have various fortune-telling games with boards as well, and talking boards and things like that. So if we count all of that, then it's kind of substantial.
Alrighty then.
Okay. We're going to lay 3 cards. Whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Holy moly, Balkis. First card I pulled for you was the
The
Lovers. And the second card is the Ace of Coins, reversed. But worry not, because you also have the Ten of Coins upright. Well, what does this all mean in relation to a love reading? It's very earthy, I would say. It's definitely like you may have some choices, you may have some opportunities.
The possibility of love or relationship beginning or continuing is definitely here or around you. There may be some questions about the financial aspects of that, like if you're moving forward and moving towards a wedding or something like that, if there's going to be support from the family. I don't know if it's really too early to say that, but those cards did kind of come up. Something
Yes.
else?
I think that's about right. I'm wondering if maybe because of all the earth here that it doesn't indicate an earth, an earth sign coming into the picture.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out what the Ace of Coins reversed means. What do you think that means?
Well, I think it means some delays. I mean, but my personal opinion is this isn't going to happen like overnight. It's not going to happen really fast. I would say it would take, but I think it's going to happen more faster than not. In that this is a general reading for now. So I would say with about 3 months time from now, 3 to 4 months is when I see this happening. Maybe around the time spring breaks.
Well, do you think it's tied into the idea of where the support in the environment comes from, which is what I see sort of tied into that?
I think that's highly possible. I
Okay.
do.
So that's pretty much what I think too. Thank you.
No, no problem. No. And oh, by the way, anybody who's wondering, I know I've mentioned this before. Mr. O does not know I did this yet, but he's finding out right now.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it's another deck, but it's the timing deck I've talked about. I have it on order with US Games, and I'm very curious to get it and see what that's going to be like. We, of course, will still try to tell timing through the tarot, but I think it might be a very interesting adjunct to try, and I'm going to give it a shot when we get it. Well, Balkus, let me see if I can find out any more for you through the Lenormand here. I'm using Titania's Oracle, or fortune cards, I think she called them, but they're really basically a very
Sassy. Masonic says hi to you.
down and dirty Lenormand.
Wave at the
Yes, it's
camera.
sassy today. Welcome back, Sassy.
She's very calm today, Masonic. You must be sending her little calming vibes. Thank you.
Oh, yes, everybody, please send them calming vibes so they don't take down our equipment. Well, you know what? This is interesting because he talked about support, Balkus, and what I see here is letters, which is news, is going to be key to what happens in your love life. So it almost seems as if somebody is going to give you some information or news about something that's going to set you on this path towards a possible opportunity with a relationship.
Yeah, I get the sense that there's a feeling of a connection, like maybe you'll just be introduced anew to this person somehow through some connection with somebody else, and then that will just move onward into developing a friendship and then a relationship.
This one's a she smiling soul, but I know she's got really sad eyes, so adorable. That's just so everybody will love her more.
In some ways, she's almost my favorite.
I can see why.
They're all my favorite in different ways. She is because she actually really seems very calm in my presence. Anyways, that's what we had for you, Balkus, so thank you very much.
And you never know, we'll see how light it is tonight. If it's light, maybe stick around and we can get some more readings in. I don't want to put anybody else on the list, of course, because I want to give new people opportunities. So let's just see what happens. If you're willing to stick with us, who knows? Maybe
You're
we'll be able
welcome.
to do some of your tarot together exercise.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that. We'll
That
see.
would be fun. Hey, Jay Walker, you are up. Oh boy, am I ready for Jay? Wait, I better get another sip of calming tea. I'm just kidding, Jay. I love your questions. You're welcome, Balkus. So after Jay is Tana, Cynthia, Masonic, Gina, Smiling Soul, and then Vicky.
And now Sunny
Uh-oh.
has joined the fray.
And he's going to give a butt shot. I just know it.
Maybe.
A general career reading. What? That just almost seems not you, Jay. I'm just teasing. All right, why don't you pull your cards?
All right, I was just hiding the butt.
Oh, thank
And we are now joined by Eleni too.
Oh, hey, Eleni. Welcome. I've got you on the list. After we're done with Jay's reading, I'll go over the list again, but you are on there.
Right, we are doing Mr. J. Walker now. So that was a general career reading.
Now we've got two cats here. It's getting scary. And it looks like Sonny was eating something again. He probably shouldn't have been.
You're welcome.
Eleni.
And we're going to do the cat cam. So you can see them both there for a moment.
It's time for the cat cam. Oh, Sassy wants an extreme close-up, I think. Do you want me to pick them up?
No, I've got it.
You got it?
But I'll let you pick. I'll let you do the pull the cards.
Okay.
Should we try to get her to go away? No, we're good.
We're good.
Alrighty, general career.
You know what that one is, so I'll let you. That's the
And
knight,
that's
right?
the reversed knave of batons, so it's kind of like the page of wands. And then we have the upright two of swords.
That Sassy seems to approve of. And then we have...
It's the reversed seven of cups. Well, that's interesting coming in a career reading, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
This is pretty interesting, Jay.
Well, I'm going to go first, but I'm wondering here, it seems like there's been some bad news or some uncertainty. Maybe as far as career is gone, something is, been not as happy as you would like it to be. The Two of Swords, though, seems to indicate kind of a stalemate right now, where things don't seem to be moving anywhere. Like there's just kind of a status quo thing going on. And with the Seven of Cups reversed, it's making me think that, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at your reading. Obviously, it's the cat. It's making me think that you need to focus more on exactly what it is you want.
You said that was this one?
Yeah, this one, the Seven of Cups.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You need to focus your energy. I mean, if you're where you want to be right now, that's one thing. But really, it may be time for you to make a move if you are unsettled and not happy. But you have to make that decision. It's showing you in a rather topsy-turvy, uncertain
Well, you could have
state
left
right
him there,
now.
but here's what maybe mine is slightly different. I do feel like some news is coming to you that mostly speaks to what I see as the equilibrium or stalemate within your situation right now. And there is something, though, that's coming to you that I think is coming maybe with the news that's just showing you one of these opportunities. I think that's coming to you maybe in the next several weeks, like maybe within the first several weeks after the new year. And it may be that it provides some sort of challenge to you, but at the same time, it's also something that maybe you've been thinking about. It just may prove to be where you'll want to go career-wise, just like a choice or something you hadn't considered or something you've been waiting on that maybe you kind of forgot about, but it's coming to you, I think, sort of in the new year. Well, I guess we got Sassy to move. She was just being a little bit too...
Well, the way she was trying to get off the table, it looked like she was either going to take down the light or the camera, and I wasn't going to let that happen. So, minor thing there. Okay, I think I said what I needed to say about this, but let me...
Pull the Lenormand.
Pull the Lenormand on this one. See if career pops up.
Yeah, I really feel like it's a communication coming to you, and it's going to really address the idea that you seem to be at an impasse and that maybe there is this other possibility for you.
Well, the key card came up again.
Interesting.
And this is very interesting to me, Jay. The key was the first card I picked, and then the second card is the road or path. And oftentimes the path is shown with forks, which means, you have to decide on you have to make a decision. You have to decide on a direction. So my thing to you would be, I'm going to shut this thing off now. My thing to you would be that it seems to me that you need to really decide what you're going to do. It's on you, it sounds like. And until you decide what road and what path you want to take and where you really truly feel yourself going, things might be a little, stagnant for a while.
It kind of goes along with the Seven of Cups because it's saying really like you have to reach out and look at what has been offered to you or what your potentiality choices are and just strike forward.
And that's what we have for you today, Mr. J.
All right.
But like I said, stick around. We'll see what happens. Hey, Tana, we're moving right along today. You are next.
Hi, Tana. You are welcome, Jay.
You're very welcome as always, Jay. Any question you ask. We love it.
So yes, I had to work today, and it was kind of okay. All right, here we
Okay,
go.
that's a nice general one. So we're looking at attributes or characteristics about future husband or relationship. Well, or I mean, future husband or the relationship with that future husband.
That next question's probably for you.
Can I? Oh. Well, Masonic, that's very interesting you ask that. I have felt ghosts' presence before. I thought I saw an apparition not that long ago, as a matter of fact. And you lie. Remember what happened at the old house? That question could be for you, too. We all saw at one house we lived at shadows that were close to the ground, and nobody ever said anything until one day one of us mentioned it. I think it was me. And then all of a sudden my son said, I've been seeing that. And Oberon said, I've been seeing that. And we feel it was like one of our dead pets.
We had lost a cat recently. I think
Back
we had,
then,
I
yeah.
think we had to put her down because she was too ill. And then all of a sudden, we each independently of each other started noticing that little shadow shape out of the corner of our eyes, or sometimes just
Sometimes more than
across. And we didn't say anything to each other until one of us brought it up.
Yeah, that was when we lived in a different place.
We've
And
experienced the little shadow thing here too.
not as much, but after we did put a cat to sleep here that came with us, that we had here, I heard a meow. I heard a distinctive meow, and this was with no other cats in the house. And it really, I knew that was the presence of that cat. So I have heard things. I have sometimes seen things, but I have felt things.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So how are we doing this? 3 cards?
Go ahead. Yeah. I did say that in the beginning, Mr. O.
Okay, well, I just don't want to get distracted.
Oh. Cheapers. It seems like this person is coming from, this future
This is
hubby
kind of
is coming from a bad place, because this is really all about this person.
Right.
So I'm sensing here we have the king, the camera. Thank you. The king of coins reversed. We have the knave of swords reversed. And we have the 3 of swords upright. And I'm sensing that this person is going to be somebody who's come out of a very difficult relationship or a trying time, something that brought them a lot of sorrow and grief that they had to work towards and heal from. They what do you see anything about the
Well, they may have had some bad career upsets financially, like maybe they had more of a career and maybe something happened and that now their career's been diminished for some reason. It might have something to do with who they trusted. Maybe they had a person who kind of caused problems in the business relationship. I think this is more about their business relationship. It's also possible, too, that maybe there was some issues of. I'm getting a glimmer that maybe there was something that was unjust that happened.
yes.
Something unfair, and like maybe there might have been some kind of court or legal action, and maybe they lost. I'm just sort of seeing this as a possibility that they're having some bad luck in relationship to some uh, strifes that represent either job connections mostly and or maybe some fairly intense personal relationships within the coworker or the administrative arena that's there.
Hi, Jakari. I have you on the list, but we've got a ways to go to get to you, but you are on the list. And so, yeah, I think since this is all related to the person and that's the way that, we were thinking about this, the other thing I might add is that maybe it's leaning towards somebody too who's an air sign. Like,
It looks like it could be
yeah.
that too. Like maybe they are somebody who is either an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. These are not to say that these totally are are bad things about the person. They just more or less represent some things about them. Like maybe they're unlucky in business and there's basically something going on with somebody who stabbed him in the back and it kind of bothers them emotionally. So they may just be a person who takes a long time to establish trust too. This is maybe what the cards is trying to tell us and what the universe is trying to tell us is that they need to know good people. They need to feel secure with good people. So Banshee's going to pull a Lenormand on this.
I really am mixing these up, so it's crazy. But anyway, I've got the letter and a path. So I'm wondering here if this person is going to be coming from a distance too. It's possible, your paths will cross. Maybe you yourself will be somewhere else when you meet this person. But at any rate, I sense there's a distance involved somehow.
Well, I'm wondering too if like maybe you meet them online or you meet them through a connection that isn't specific to meeting them in person. You meet them in another manner than in person. Like you don't meet them at a party or a dance you go to. You don't meet them at your church. You don't meet them in the grocery store or the bookstore. You somehow meet them in a connection through somebody else. That's what I think that's telling me.
That's what I see. So that's what we have for you, Tana. Hopefully that helps. Sometimes, take heart that this person may find just what they need with you, and it could transform a life that has been kind of difficult into a much better situation. And that's what we have. And so next, okay, I'll go over the list so everybody knows where they are. But next on the list is Cynthia, and then Masonic, Gina, Smiling Soul, Vicky, Eleni, and Jakari. So Cynthia, you are up. So yeah, I also have some ghost stories from my childhood too, basically. I had an aunt who definitely had something
You're welcome, Tana.
in her house. I thought we would use mine.
That's right. When can I
I'm
have a
calling
cookie?
again for, oh, you can have, well, who moved them all the way over there?
I did because
That was a bad mistake. So, We're looking for Cynthia one more time. We can't hold your place forever, Cynthia. Oh, you gave me the chocolate one?
I just took the one on the top.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. I hope you do as well. All right, let's get to it. You know what, Mr. O?
No, what?
I'm going to have you shuffle my deck first because let's see if I have a financial reading for this.
Okay. Let me brush the crumbs off my fingers.
All right,
Cynthia
I'll
wants to
try
know
one
about
of
their
my
financial
3-card readings
situation,
for
how it will
you,
improve.
Cynthia. It's basically your current financial situation, what helps or what is blocking money flow, and what's the way forward. Where are things headed?
Were you waiting for a message about money, or were you waiting about a message about a job or something that would improve the situation that you're talking about? I get the feeling like you might be waiting on a message of some sort. Maybe it's an email, maybe it's an actual letter, but I get the feeling like there's something that's delaying it. Like it's more like it's usual delays due to holiday time, stuff like that. Like it's not anything to do with anything other than just slowness of things. Anyways, it's still coming to you. It might be taking a little bit longer to get to you, and it may be about something that can help you.
Uh-oh.
Cookie?
Well, guess who did not bring a napkin?
Well,
And what happens when you eat chocolate on a cookie that's melting?
oh, okay.
Yeah, sad. Well, okay, good. He's gone. Sorry, every so often I gotta let the cats give me a break here so I can shuffle. Okay. There you go.
So it's more of a when than anything. 3 cards?
Yeah, I've got some positions for these.
All right. So we have Death reversed. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. And then we also have the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
Okay, where do I begin? I'm just going to say this, Cynthia. It seems like it might take a little longer. It seems as though right now nothing seems to be moving. Everything seems to be kind of at a standstill. There's no progress being made, which of course is, I would say, stressing you out quite a bit and, making you possibly making some hasty or rash decisions. Be careful, about, getting too desperate and making the wrong moves with finances or money or with job or career. And see, the Wheel of Fortune is saying right now it's just not the right time. Things are not happening yet. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of a cyclical thing, and you're going through the downturn of the wheel right now. And hopefully, as that hits bottom, it's going to be rising back up soon. But I'm not seeing it here. What about you?
Okay, can you explain the positions again?
Sure. Basically, this is the current financial situation, which is
Okay, there's a lot of stagnation. There's a lot of inertia. Things are
see
not
that.
easily able to be accomplished for you.
Sorry, I should have read it that way.
That's okay.
And then the what's help or what's blocking the flow. Okay, so that's where you come in.
Do you think this is themselves?
Yeah, I do.
Me too. I was going to say it is possible it's somebody else, but I think it's really more likely you. And I think part of this is that you're overly critical
Well, yes, or just
of yourself.
Yeah, and it's just also you're hesitant maybe, or you're making some bad decisions because of the position you're in right now. I think it's causing you to get, you know, very nervous,
Well,
very
some of
stressed.
your decisions you may be making are not as nuanced as you should try to be. That maybe you're just sort of more predisposed towards one view and you're not as open-minded about some situations.
And the way forward right now, I hate to say it, the way forward, since it's the wheel reverse, seems to be to, you're going to have to ride this out a little bit longer, is what it seems to be telling me. I would, say we should check again, maybe by the beginning of, close to the beginning of the new year on this and see what's going on, if it looks like the cycle's breaking. But right now, it looks like it's not.
Okay.
Are you seeing something there? Or let me get the.
Mostly it's what you said. I often feel that the Wheel of Fortune reverse mostly just talks about having to endure cycles of luck. And that sometimes we feel that we're more lucky than other times. And so this is going to feel like you're not feeling essentially that you're lucky with this matter.
You're feeling down on your luck right now, I'm sure, I'm going to give these a good mix.
And I have been hastily eating this cookie.
I decided to let it sit because my hands were getting just a bit too messed up. So I have the rider, and I have the scythe, which to me is indicative of news of some kind of cutback or downturn. I don't know if you had been recently laid off or something happened with your financial flow. It might be talking about that situation because it seems like it's a pretty immediate influence, or it has already happened.
Right, I don't read Lenormand, but I sort of see that there's this idea here that movement or progress is being stymied, I think, somehow, or it's being restricted. There's limitations.
And I wish I had better news for you right now, other than I will tell you that with the wheel, it goes down, but it's gonna bounce back up again. You have to keep your eye on the positive here because
So the
it can
question is a
only
little bit
go
vague.
up
We,
from
we, we have
here.
to admit it's a little vague because we're not getting a clear idea when it will improve. It just looks like you do have a bit more to go through.
I would say ask again at the beginning of the year. I don't think anything's happening this month. And that's what we have for you. Sorry, Cynthia. But we wish you the best and we'll be thinking about you.
And you're welcome, and thank you for that. And we do hope to hear from you again. And I'm
Yeah.
finally through the damn cookie. I promise not to eat no more on camera.
Well, I will, but I still have some left. Hey, Masonic, you are up.
Ah, well, that's an
Oh,
interesting
okay.
question.
And let me go with the rest of the list. It's Gina after Masonic, Smiling Soul, Vicky, Eleni, and Jakari. And Blah. Blah just arrived. You certainly can. So I will add you to the list. You'll be after Jakari, Blah. We have a little ways to go.
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, Vicky, but mostly during the holidays, I do. And I'm not very happy about it because it makes me put on weight.
We should not have got these, but we went to visit our favorite bakery and felt we had to buy something there when we were
Yeah,
there.
they're really nice friends of ours.
Yep.
All right.
Does that sound like a yes/no question?
In a way, it does, and I'm just sort of curious about that too. Do you think that there's a reason why you would be cursed,
Or
or
that it's a generational curse? That's the interesting thing
do
to
you
me.
think like somebody powerful or something has done this, like it happened because of somebody else's malevolent energy? Here, you go ahead and shuffle.
Okay.
Interesting. I've heard of these things, and I know people who claim that too, and it does seem like sometimes there is something mysterious about that. Let's
Well,
see
and
what
of
we can
course,
find
there's
out.
all sorts of stories of those type of things out there. I certainly am very objective-minded about it. I believe some of those things could possibly happen.
Hi there. Hello there. Hello there.
All right.
He was looking at me so sweetly. Boo.
Well, he's adorable.
All right. This was a yes or no, wasn't it?
I want to see what we get. It is possible the Lenormand could point out something as far as the type of curse.
Could you count those real quick?
Mm-hmm. What happened?
I'm not sure. I think I lost count.
You have 13.
Okay.
So you were right. Not seeing yes here, Masonic.
It's not a great chance of yes. It's probably not really that. But there are some emotional energies going on. There's a person who maybe wields some sort of energy, like maybe they're the kind of person that we could say a poltergeist is attached to. To me, a poltergeist is a person who has energy output but is not consciously in control of it, so it manifests as weird things happening.
So you have the Queen of Cups, you have the Five of Cups, and you have one ace, the Ace of Swords. And, well, the Queen of Cups, yeah, could definitely be some erratic energy, possibly from a woman in the family, you know, that could be causing some issues. But I don't look at it, well, so I mean, it could be somebody from your family. The that's the Five of Cups, and it's upright, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's upright. Oh. So it is somebody who maybe had an axe to grind of some sort, was bitter about something they felt they had lost or was taken from them.
See, I think that it's more likely that there's a live person who's sending bad mojo at you. And somebody that maybe you've had some sort of disagreement or parting with, and maybe they are a secret enemy to you. Maybe there's somebody that you don't really think of as an enemy, but that they just hold this bad will for you somehow. What do you think? Maybe?
Maybe. I think it's a woman. I think there is some disappointment and bitterness attached. So, definitely. Well, let me.
We're just talking about voodoo and witches in the chat room. But I'm not ruling out that it could be something that's,
Although it is
a
really.
non-human or non-living, energy happening.
It is really leaning towards no. And I am beginning to wonder if it is a human person because it is leaning towards no. But there is somebody, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be from a dead person. We all know where negativity could be coming from. And people don't have to necessarily be directly cursing you. If they have enough bad energy or animosity or something towards the family, it could happen anyway. Well, it's the Tower.
The Tower.
And it's the Anchor.
The Anchor. And the Tower means a different thing in the Lenormand kind of, sort
Right,
of,
it's kind of like institutions. And It could be educational, it could be a corporation, it could be a business, it could be some maybe authority figures, in those kind of places.
This almost contradicts our reading, though, in a way, because
Okay, I want to hear your perspective.
this
when
almost
you
acts
say
like
that.
maybe there is something tethered there, anchored there, and that it's attached to the house or the property or the thing that you do. It somehow is attached to you.
Well, it's not the house card, but it's interesting that he said attached to the property because that's definitely a possibility. It may not be family per se, but it might be property.
But it's interesting because the tarot didn't really look at it as a strong yes at all.
No, it didn't.
Whereas this sort of gives a hint that maybe there is something going there.
Well, but then again, you were asked if your family was cursed, not, the property. So, I mean, it's possible if there's something attached to,
Yeah, maybe it's not the family.
land as opposed to people, you're still affected by that if if you've lived there.
Interesting.
Sometimes people carry stuff with them, so from where they were at, where they stayed, if they stayed a long time, or they developed an attachment to the energy or entities that are there.
Who's eating the cookies?
I have just about a mouthful or two left and I'm done. But note to self, never take a chocolate covered cookie and eat it when you're reading your cards. I should know that.
Well, I hope that helped a little bit, Masonic. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
It is kind of strange. Maybe we should look at this again sometime, but in a different manner. Like maybe we think about a question related to what kind of energy this might be, other than a curse. So
I dropped this card.
the Ten of Claws. Oh, is that that's Wands. So what do you
Release.
make of? Yeah, it's release. But okay, so what do you have to say? You
Well,
dropped
I
it.
get the feeling like maybe, this condition is going to change, though. I think that maybe there is a release coming for you and that maybe you will be freed of this condition.
Well, meaning, in other words, what seemed like a curse was only a temporary thing, and
Yeah.
it will move. The energies will shift.
Well, if it was a ghost, I would say salt water and garlic. I'm just sort of old-fashioned that way. Like, just get the sucker, get him. Sage can be more gentle, I suppose, but...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so I have to make an announcement because somebody's mouth is full. And it's Gina. Gina. So... in honor of Gina, I'm going to put on the hat again because
Oh, gosh.
I do wish in one hand.
Hi, Gina.
So, Gina, hello there.
You are up, and we are crazy tonight, obviously.
I hope you're still with us.
Yeah, I hope so, too. We'll give you a couple minutes there, and... have any more announcements about, I don't know, Facebook, Twitter?
Mr. O says, do you read cards with those hands?
Oh. Anyway, so after Gina is going to be Smiling Soul, and then Vicky, Eleni, Jakari, and Blah. And I think that will carry us through.
We'll see, eh?
Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll have some extra time at the end. One more time, Gina. Gina, are you with us?
Okay, I'm going to do that thing we talked about.
I'm going to type it in.
Yes.
Okay, we'll give it one more minute. Oh, so we have been so crazy busy, but of course I always am more around the holidays, trying to get my new poems done for this year, my holiday poems that I put in the Christmas cards. So these next few days, I'm going to be writing cards and letters and finishing up my poems, getting those printed and put in the cards. Fun times. It
Okay,
is
here's
fun.
our question. Gina wants to see if we sense the things or can see the things with our cards that the Cairo found.
Okay.
How shall we do that?
Implants all around my
You know what?
collar.
I'm going to use my Egyptian deck.
Okay.
All right, so let's clear those other decks. And this is the fabulous golden Egyptian deck Look at that shiny gold. Ooh.
So how do you want to do that one?
Okay. Well, I guess we'll ask the basic yes or no question. Are there psychic implants around the collarbone?
What did you drop down?
The Ten of Wands again.
The Ten of Wands reversed.
Again.
That's
Again.
interesting. Well, because to me, you know, that's like burdens or things being lifted, released. I'm sure the chiropractor might have had something to do with that. A little
Could
bit
be.
anyway, because they do tend to move things and de-stress, you know, particular areas. All right. We'll see what we get for you, Gina. I'm going to shuffle these up a little more.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. Well, Sunny is nice and laid back here for your reading, giving me plenty of room to shuffle.
Yeah, I bet you might have some energy imprints. Something I got said that these were more like imprints as opposed to intelligent hauntings. So I wonder about that too. It's like if it's not really a curse or a haunting, but it somehow is an imprint of an energy. I'm wondering if that's more likely.
Oh, wow.
Do you see her comment up above?
I'm looking at the one about the house fire. But Gina, okay. Ah. Sorry, we're so quiet. Sunday night, and I'm feeling so relaxed today. I just took a shower before the stream and just wound down my day nicely.
Interesting. So
Well, you're not seeing the psychic implants that.
yeah, these cards aren't showing that there's an implant. It's not a great chance of that. What do the cards see? There's the Five of Cups again.
Yeah, and it is upright. And what's that other one?
The King of Wands reversed.
Reversed. Well, there might be the person who did it if there is in fact one. I mean, it's leaning towards no, but that's not necessarily a definite no, Gina.
I'm thinking you might need to get another opinion, maybe. I don't know if you can find anyone else who can do that kind of sensory work, but my feeling is that maybe there's something there, but we're not picking it up. So if you are nervous, you might have to get that cleared somewhere else, maybe.
But who might have put them there if they are there seems to be somebody who, well, somebody who had, you know, a lot of fire energy around them for sure, and looks to me to be a little bit misplaced, you know, kind of had a maybe cruel streak to them as well. Maybe somebody who was very argumentative that, you know, you had a lot of disagreements with that really brought up your stress level. So if any of that makes sense to you, I think that that might possibly be indicative of where they are coming from if they are there. The Five of Cups is also, there seems to be some real Go ahead.
Was there a clearing of some of this? And is the idea here that maybe something remains? Because this cup does make me wonder if maybe some of this was cleared, but there is still a little bit of a remainder.
Yeah, because you know, with the Five of Cups upright, that's exactly what it looks like. Cups are overturned, like they're emptied.
I'm not sure
but
what
two are standing.
I'm not sure what psychic implants are, but I'm going to say that maybe there are thought forms created by a person, a negativity that a person is able to somehow have affixed to some body or something else. Smiling Soul asked that.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard him refer to that, but I think that, I think that with an aura, things can happen. People are strong enough to leave marks on people's auras.
Well, it's just interesting because
That's what I saw with the Five of Cups, that some is still left.
I have the bear and I have the garden. And to me, I don't know if this is necessarily somebody that you had a relationship with, but this might be somebody that was in your social circles and somebody who is just considered a very kind of powerful, I don't know about magnetic, but a very powerful influence on people and things. The bear is somebody who, has a lot of personal power at their disposal.
Well, I'm wondering if that card could be you, Gina.
Well, it could be. Do you want to go with what you have?
I sort of feel like that could be you, or like where you could be moving towards. Now, how do you read the park again?
The
Is
park
more
is-
social gathering,
It's
right?
more like social gatherings and being around a lot of people.
So
social
this
events.
just could be saying that there's some good people who will uplift you. I think that you might be able to try to raise your vibrations by
She said
being
bear
with
is
more.
her nickname.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
See,
And
so it is you.
oftentimes the bear is associated with personal power, feminine power, more than masculine energy. I will say that.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So, and I'm thinking too that just maybe you're going to get this reminder of your personal power. Maybe at some holiday event you're going to go to, just something will help you, attune yourself and bring your strength back. He keeps looking at something overhead. Are the lights still on? Mm-hmm. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
He looks so curious.
He wants to get our light strings.
We're going to do the sunny cam again.
See how he's looking up? He's looking at blinking Christmas lights.
Well,
wondering how he can get them.
I think you're cute and skewt. You can be both, right?
Well, personally, I'm going to look at it this way. I think there is a slight possibility there was something. It's like he said, some of it might have been cleared, some of it might still be remaining. And
well, are we also talking about Masonic too? Because Masonic was talking about the curse, remember?
I know.
Gina's the one talking about the implants.
Well, I'm talking, yeah, and you mentioned that some of them might have been cleared, some of the implants. You said that with the Five of Cups.
Okay, well, I thought you were talking about what
No.
Vicky said about the curse.
No.
I thought she did.
No, I was just recapping Gina's reading.
Okay.
So, basically, we're getting our wires crossed here. I'm not sure why. But basically...
You are.
Perhaps you're spending too much time on the cat cam there, Mr. O. So,
There's nothing more interesting than the cat cam.
well, some people on the internet love cats, that's for sure. So, and I'm getting my fill of cats out there. So, Gina, I do think it's worth looking into, and as for who placed them there, I still think there's that possibility of the person that I mentioned in the 3-card reading. The other cards, I have to agree with Mr. O. I believe they are indicative of yourself.
Alrighty.
Oh, well, thank you, Gina. You're very sweet. We're going to move on to Smiling Soul, and I'll recap the list. Smiling Soul is up now, and then Vicky, Eleni, Jakari, and Blah.
He might have been looking at the poo hat. I'm not sure.
That's a good point, Smiling Soul. He could have been because
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
playing
you're
with
right.
it
He might have
earlier.
been.
And
He
if
was,
you're moving
yeah.
your head, you were moving. The poop was moving around there.
The poo hat. Well, you know what they say? You have to have the head to wear the hat.
Oh.
And so I am uniquely qualified to wear the poo hat.
Okay. Uh-oh. So what is it you want to know? Is it something...
What is this question?
So what's the question? I know we've been talking about this a little bit, Smiling.
This is the time of year to give gifts, but sometimes those gifts could be mistaken as just a Christmas gift. So I guess the question is, what do you want the gift to express?
I'm going to end up with the gray-haired guy or the bearded guy, or is it someone else? Okay. How do you want to do that?
Well,
So that's like three-pronged. One card for each.
okay, let's try that.
Let's try it.
Which deck?
Let's use my Tarot of Dreams.
Alrighty. The Tarot of the Dream.
Tarot of Dreams. Which is Ciro Marchetti deck.
So I'm channeling that old game for girls, mostly the Milton Bradley game, Mystery Date. You know, where there's like door number 1. Maybe it's a dating game. Door 1, door 2, door 3. So we have a gray-haired guy behind door 1. We have a bearded guy behind door 2.
Or somebody else.
Somebody else. That's the mystery date. Mystery date. Are you ready for your mystery date?
How old is that?
60s.
Don't
Don't be late. It could be great.
Oh, he's
Open
singing.
the door.
I'm glad it's him and not me. Okay.
Oh, I'm supposed to shuffle, aren't I?
Oh, I cut them and you didn't even shuffle?
So I will shuffle now. Yes, it was featured in a movie. Some kids were playing it or something like that. It was a semi-popular game for girls in the 60s and maybe the 70s, like Twister and games like that. All right. Don't be late. It could be great.
All right, let's see what we've got.
Door number 1. Door number 2. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bearded guy. I knew it. Door number 3. Wow, this is very interesting.
I would shoot for door number 1.
He's got money and he's got connections. He's got connections.
Yes, you have the 10 of cups or coins there, and that's very good. Door
Bearded
number
guy.
2, the bearded guy,
Devil.
the devil.
He will take you places you might enjoy, but you'll feel bad about later.
And the king of coins reversed is door number 3.
The unknown.
So basically, I would say...
On the run banker who embezzled money. That's what this one is. You watch. Stay away from that guy. Okay, sorry.
Sometimes I have to wait for Mr. O to finish. But anyway, the 10 of coins for the first guy, which is the ER guy, I believe, is very positive. I mean, obviously he has money. He has possibly some good family connections. He comes from a good background. He seems very, in some ways, traditional. So I don't know, but he's very down to earth as well. Could even indicate that he's an earth sign. But this devil guy, the guy in the middle, the bearded guy, you know, he may be somebody that ends up with some addictions or obsessive problems. You know, if it's not drugs or alcohol, it could be gambling, it could be other women, it could be any number of things. But it seems like he has issues. And the third guy, the king of coins, well, the mystery guy, I would say, you know, again, it could be an earth sign, but not somebody who's very together, especially financially. They seem to be making a mess of their lives, you know, with their job or their resources and things of that nature. How do you feel?
I think there's somebody that's having a problem in their career for sure.
Oh, hey, Bonita. Welcome. I will add you to the list,
Okay,
Bonita. I think
Eleni wants to know how many people might be in front of them.
I will let you know in a minute, Eleni. We'll go through the list. There's only one after Smiling Soul. You know, before you, Eleni. So let's see. Bonita, I'm putting on the list. Okay. Let me do a Lenormand quickly for you, Smiling. See if I get a beat on this at all or where things might be heading towards. Jacob, hello.
Hi, Jacob.
I'll add you to the list, Jacob. You might be it for the night. After that, it gets iffy. But we don't have a lot, so hang in there with us, Jacob. Whoa. Uh-oh, Smiling Soul. We've got the stork.
So that's news,
And the first
right?
card I drew was the sun. And so basically, yeah, the store can be news, but the store can also be just some news, some big change coming, and a very positive one. The sun is nothing but success. So I think, if your relationship status has been single, maybe that's about to change for the better.
Right, I don't do Lenormand, but I think the sun is really finding out things. It's like casting light where the light doesn't always shine. So you're finding out something, and it's a revelation. It's a big news. It's probably giving you the idea of some change.
Absolutely. So that's looking pretty good for you.
Alrighty.
You've been having a few good readings lately, if I recall, Smiling Soul. Things are looking up.
Okay.
If they aren't, they should be soon. But I think you've already been kind of happy-go-lucky these days. Hey, Vicky, you are up.
Do
And
you
then
want to
after
rephrase the list, though?
I'm
You
going.
don't?
I
Okay.
always do. And after Vicky, it'll be Eleni, and then Jakari, Blah, Bonita, and Jacob.
General Lovery.
Okay, we will do.
You want to use your Lenormand again?
Well, I will be.
All right.
You want to use my deck again? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
We are going to use this deck again for you, Vicky.
And just a real quick reminder, tonight we were here unusually out of our time spot. We're normally here from 2 to 4 on Sundays, Eastern Standard Time. But I had to work, so that meant that our live stream was actually delayed until 7 o'clock tonight. So we're in our last hour. We think we'll get through.
Everybody we
that
have
came.
right now, we probably will get
But
through.
we'll be back again next Thursday. And let's go. I'm going to shuffle this deck.
We'll be back Thursday at the usual, and next Sunday we'll be back to our regular 2 to 4 time slot. So thanks for joining us this evening. We're glad everybody could make it. And once a month, there's going to be this little disruption. Hopefully, we'll try to get notice out to you a little bit more in advance. I have plans for that.
General love reading for the near future.
Well, I have to say that there has been some. This is really interesting because we've got two cards that are almost direct opposites of each other here in a way. We have the Nine of Swords, which is reversed. We have the Three of Swords, which is upright. And then we have this Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. So what does this mean? This means you've been going through some stuff lately, some remorse, maybe you've been healing from some heartache or maybe loneliness. Something has been really eating away and getting at you. The Three of Swords is a card of sorrow or sadness or maybe an immense feeling of loneliness. And the Nine of Swords is often kind of, when you see it upright, it's like somebody grieving in their bed, but it's reversed. And it's basically telling me there is a healing process going on from this. And I think what it's going to lead to is somebody new is coming in the future. It could be an earth sign. It could be somebody who works in maybe financial industry of some sort, or they could be in school. So something along those lines, I think.
I see a lot of what Banshee's getting at here. The Three of Swords is the most disconcerting because it does seem to think that it's possible there was some separation or there was a parting of ways or there is some sort of sense of loss or heartbreak. At the same time, though, the Nine of Swords reverse does show the healing process, and it's going to be a little while yet before that, but there is this other thing showing up here, the Knight of Coins, and I think it's sort of moving into your life, and I don't know that it's necessarily a relationship, but it might be about a social situation, so it might be that maybe you're going to be moving into a different line of employment or something like that, possibly.
That's possible, too. Of course, it doesn't always have to be a person.
Yeah, it does seem it's new, whatever it is, whether it's a person or a situation.
And I would say to you this, that I don't think it's going to happen right away because the Pentacles are, I think, the slower moving cards of the
No, I don't think it's a past
tarot.
person. I don't think it is.
I think it's somebody new. That's my feeling too. Or something new.
You're probably moving away from certainly a recent heartache of some sort.
This is really comical to me, Vicky. I drew the man card, but yet I drew the child card. So I don't want to. This could indicate that it is a young man, possibly younger than you. This could indicate it's a short man. This could also indicate to me sometimes a child means short term, that this relationship that might be coming to you is not going to be necessarily long lasting. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it doesn't mean that it, at least at this time, that it looks like it's got longevity. But like I said, it could also mean that this person coming to you is a younger individual.
Right, and knights generally are that, so I sort of see
Your
that that's
ex is short.
enforcing that idea that it is a young person that is coming to you. And so it just may be too that that's the kind of person that is attracted to you for some reason, or that those type of persons are attracted to you for some reason. I'm not sure that I get the idea about immaturity, but it could just be somebody that has a very young or youthful kind of outlook. So it may be somebody that maybe deploys themselves in social media differently than you do, like they're just more out there. Really, I sort of get a sense of that.
Oh, that's very possible. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, so whatever this is, though, I'm just wondering if it's very long term. And even if it was your ex, it looks to me like I would feel in this case too. Again, I'm not sure that this situation has longevity at this point. But it might be just what the doctor ordered for you right now. I mean, it might be something really you need right now.
Nights can be comings or goings, but they can also be both. They can be a coming and a going. So it's hard to say.
And that's what we have for
Alrighty.
today.
You are welcome.
We're going to be plotting out some things. So that was Vicky. Eleni, you are up, and you can get
Elaine
your
kind of asked a
ready.
question. I think they might have thought they were next,
Oh,
but they did ask a question. Let me see if I can scroll back to that.
oh, how David currently feels about me in terms of getting serious.
Yeah, it was something like
Aries
that,
and
right?
a Virgo. Okay, Eleni.
Okay, that deck again? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I saw it. We saw the question, Eleni. We'll get to
How
it.
does David currently feel about you in terms of getting serious? You're the Aries, they are the Virgo.
Well, let's see what it
Thank you.
says.
Aries and Virgo.
I think that some of our outlooks, like the last week of maybe the session right by New Year's or just before New Year's, we will do a look at everybody's forecast for 2020. We'll keep it kind of general, and we'll just be looking at 2020 forecasts, I think, for the evening. I'm not sure which one that'll be. I guess it'll be right after, it'll probably be the Sunday before New Year's. Are you working? No, you're not. So that
Don't
would
think
be
so.
good. No,
Nope.
you're working that Saturday, I think.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that?
6.
That's the 6. Okay. Well,
We talked about David before,
we have.
and David has a lot of, I wouldn't say they're exactly contradictions, but they're kind of like, they can really vacillate, or they can really change on a dime maybe and really be different. So I see there's a part of David that really wants to move swiftly in a way. That's the 8 of Wands.
Yep. There's a lot of movement here and a lot of activity. The person has a lot going on.
But then there's the 6 of Coins reversed, which is sort of saying that they also feel they need to conserve things. They could be conserving their energy, but it's more likely they're conserving resources of different sorts.
Well, I've got a different spin, but I'm going to hold off for a minute. And then the Ace of Cups is reversed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so, did you want to make a comment on that? Because
No, you picked it up, so I'll let you.
no, because I want to start from the beginning here.
Okay,
So.
well, the Ace of Cups reverse could be indicating that they sort of have put the relationship a little bit on hold, or they're not really moving ahead with it. There may be something that's delaying about it to them. Something.
Okay, so I'm feeling that this person has just a lot going on for themselves, and I'm wondering if there might be other people as well that they may be interested in. The thing is, there are reasons right now that he is withholding exactly how he feels about getting serious. He's holding back for some reason. Maybe he's been burned in the past. Maybe there's something else on his mind. He's not sure he wants to settle yet. But I sense this card is holding on or holding back something.
Okay.
And that is why the cup is reversed right now. I think that, you're not feeling, you're feeling that things have not been moving. It hasn't been satisfactory. It hasn't been as fulfilling or really, and, maybe you feel like, time, there's been enough time already and that something should be moving faster. But for some reason, there is something on his mind or something that he's involved with that is keeping him from committing at this time. And I'm going to draw a couple Lenormand and see if we get a little bit more on that.
Well, I tend to think that both Aries and Virgos, maybe especially, have perfectionism kind of streaks within themselves. They like things in a certain order, a certain way. And maybe there's a little bit of a difference in how that enacts between them. But so it could be, that could be part of it too, is that things have to be a certain way, for them to feel like they're in control. Big thing about both of those signs too.
Well, I wouldn't, don't fret too much over this, I would say.
I saw that smiling, so.
There's the anchor.
I am a little dramatic maybe for her, I don't know.
And there's the bouquet. And the anchor in the bouquet indicates to me that, you might get, in time, I have a feeling things could come together for this relationship. The anchor is something that's very stable and secure. He might be coming around, but it's going to take some time. And the bouquet is kind of a gift. And so I almost look at the anchor and the bouquet together as being some kind of a lasting gift. So I kind of like that. That kind of reminds me of like a ring. But I still don't see this happening just yet. I would say let this happen the way it's playing out, and see where it's going, because there seems to be some positivity at the end here.
There does to me too. I sort of have a little difference though, which I sort of feel like the stabilization of the anchor represents a certain comfort maybe that they feel is happening, but it may be based on what this gift is. The gift that you give to them could be, a different kind of gift. It isn't a physical gift, of course. So the thing is that somehow they have to figure out, they have to realize the depth of your feeling and the depth of their feeling together. And so how you give them that gift, I guess is what you have to consider. But it's really should be both of you, and I think it is. It's just that maybe they're really coming from this kind of holding back thing.
Yeah, for whatever reason, right now is not the right time.
A comfort zone thing.
Yeah,
Self-limitations, self-doubts.
but February is not out of the realm of possibility, I would say, Eleni. But don't set your hopes on a particular date here with this person, because Virgos can be, in my mind anyway, kind of slow moving.
It's true. I mean, I think once they make up their minds, it's different. But when they haven't been convinced yet, then it does seem to be glacial, the pace, that kind of thing. So.
Well, and I just read what you said, Smiling Soul, about expressions. Gee, I got to watch myself here when I'm, but I am very expressive, I will admit.
Should she
So,
go into acting?
I don't have the voice for it, really. But thanks, Mr. O.
Well, I was thinking it would possibly be horrific.
Oh, I can scream pretty well.
Yeah, see, there you go. We're going to have a new series of tarot stalker movies, and you'll be trying to tell them, look, I'm sorry, but, the Ten of Wands means you're just going to have to give it up.
And you are right, Elaine. It is good to be expressive. Never bottle things up. Always express yourself.
Whoa!
Don't really blow up in front of people. That might not be good, but always express how you feel. Whether it's through facial expressions or otherwise. Okay, so we are on Jakari. Hey, Jakari, have you hung with us? You are up. And then Blah, Bonita, and Jacob.
Should round us out.
I think we're going to make it.
Well, that's very interesting.
So we'll wait a second while Jakari gets a question or surfaces. Do you want to use your deck this next time?
Sure, which one?
I prefer the Egyptian. Although sometimes it's so shiny I can't see the... It's a nice shiny deck. I should get out my Russian deck again too. Maybe I'll use that next time here.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome, Elaine. Good luck with the Virgo. As an Aries, I know I've said this to you before, I have not gotten along well with a lot of Virgos. I don't know why that is. Not sure.
I do.
Okay.
Virgos are not easy to get along with.
Well, and I'm a very pushy Aries, you have to admit. So I think I would probably
Thank
get
you,
on the
Gina.
nerves.
May good vibrations come to you.
Hey, nighty-night to you, Gina. You take care.
And Crystal, are you joining us now? We might have a couple people in front of you, so if you can hang on, we might be able to get to you. We're not exactly
Yeah,
sure.
we're not sure. We were kind of cutting the list off with one person above you, but it is possible. So if you hold out, we might be able to get you.
Elaine, I can't understand what you mean about a pushy Aries. I have no concept of what a person like that would be like. Do I?
Shuffle those cards. Hurry up.
Yes, ma'am. But we
It's kind of like
we
that.
haven't heard from Jakari yet, so they may have left.
Yeah, Jakari,
I'm gonna put in a
giving
message.
you another chance. Yeah, type it out and see. We're going to type it out too. We think that might help. And if not, we'll move on. And that's why I said, Crystal, we might be able to get to you if people drop off the stream.
All right, it looks to me like Jakari is probably not there, so we're just going to give him like maybe another 10 or 20
just
seconds.
a second.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing fine, though. We should be able to get, I think we should probably be able to get everybody
Meanwhile, Sunny Cat Cam will deploy at the balefully looking cat. Come on, smile,
Okay,
Sunny.
Jakari, I'm going to put you down after Crystal, and if there's time, we will read for you, but you are now moved down
So
to the
who
bottom.
are we asking for?
The next person is Blah. Hey, Blah, are you still with us?
Okay, Blah, it's time.
Well, I'll put you after Jakari, Smiling Soul. We'll see. But no guarantees tonight. We're really close, and we've got a half hour. But I think, like I said...
Mr. O worked a long day today.
He only worked a half a day. But,
And then he ate an Oreo.
when you got to work on a Sunday, and plus you don't get a day off for this. This is like a 5.5 day work week for him. So I get it. When he works Saturdays, he gets another day off. But Sundays, he's got to work the 5 hours. He gets overtime, though, which is good.
Someone's talking to you.
Aw.
It wasn't bad. It was, kind of a little slow. The Sundays in December are slow.
Hey, Blah.
Other Sundays are not so slow.
Calling Blah. Did you
Thank you,
type out?
Masonic. I did.
Okay.
Or not for Blah. just for
Type out for
Jakari.
blah now, and we'll see.
Paging Mr. Blah or Mrs. I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, thank you, Masonic. I would like to think if I read this long that I would be somewhat good. But, you know, the new thing for us in doing this experiment is that we're reading together. And that is something we've never done in our history. We have read, but we've read separately for people. We have not combined our skills and talents, and we wanted to see how it would go. And I think it's really going well, speaking for me, but you guys are the judge.
Prior to doing this experiment, we had read for hundreds or maybe even over 1,000 people over the course of our life. We're just not even sure because we never really took records of that. But we had read for many years publicly at parties and then various other events. And we just read a lot, and we were very good at talking about our readings, so we began to understand each other's styles, and then we would read for each other personally at home and stuff like that, and it just became very easy for us to work with our styles.
Blah has not responded, so I am moving on to Bonita. Hey, Bonita.
Bonita, are you here? So this is what happens is
sometimes the list starts moving faster because people leave. And
a general love.
All right, absolutely, Bonita.
Okay, you're going to shuffle again too?
Yep.
Alrighty. Thank you for hanging on, Bonita.
Yeah, thanks for waiting.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
We know some people, you know, have other things to do. I get it.
Well, the thing with us is that we don't necessarily have a real great way to rein ourselves in. So sometimes we get pretty involved in your reading.
It depends on the questions.
And so we feel like we want to tell you stuff. And then we forget that we've been spending maybe more time than we can reasonably do to get everybody in.
And we like to banter a little in between with everybody because, you know, we see how much fun you guys are having in the chat, and we want to get involved too. Oops, sorry, Sonny.
3 cards, right?
Yes.
Oh, we've had that one before. And, ooh, both kings. Well, very interesting.
Holy moly. What's this one?
Holy moly.
Oh, wow. Well, there's 2 people potentially coming into your life if they're not here already. You want to point that one out?
Well, if they're not specific people, they are people who have energies like this. So one is a reversed King of Wands, and that could represent a person who's magnetic, but maybe there's a dark attraction going on there, or maybe they have some untrustworthy aspects about them. But then you have the upright King of Pentacles, and this tends to be a successful career person of some sort. It's possible that they are good with money or that they work with money, but not necessarily. Finally, you have Strength. And Strength is usually shown as a card of a woman holding the jaws of a lion. And the question, of course, is she holding the jaws open or is she holding them from closing? There is a reason why people ask that question. But the basic idea with Strength card is that sometimes we solve our problems or our situations by applying compassion and understanding rather than just force.
Right. Right. So looking at this here as far as love and relationships go, you know, this person, the King of Wands reversed, you know, this could be somebody who's a fire sign. This could also be somebody who has a little bit of anger issues. And also, you know, they may have had some downturns or some, you know, carelessness in their work or business. So that's caused them some issues. I don't know that this is a very good person to, you know, be with. As for this gentleman here, the King of Pentacles, this looks as though somebody who's very accomplished and could be very masterful at managing money. They could be excuse me, working in a financial industry of some sort. They seem to be a very gentle soul and very down to earth. I think very, very, very nice, tempered individual. Could be an earth sign as well. And with the strength card, I think, it's telling it. It's kind of,
To some degree, it always represents, at least to some degree, a kind of a choice in a way.
yeah. I was just gonna say a choice that you may have a choice coming up to make, and choose wisely. Maybe the person who's the wand has a lot of magnetism and magnetic qualities about them, but yet there are things about their personality or the way they, conduct themselves that is not really, good enough for you.
I'm not necessarily sure I see that. I just don't see them
Okay.
being exactly the best choice, possibly. But I'm wondering if the Lenormand might have
Yeah, well,
another
let's
clue
do
there
that
for us. So,
indeed. Okay.
and I think that Sonny is very drawn to us when we're up here, and I don't know if it's just because he knows he gets attention from us. He's a little odd that way because he's sort of passive aggressive sometimes. He sort
Sonny
of likes the
follows
attention.
me everywhere. I'm serious. This cat is with me all day long when I'm home. And he's just such a loyal sweetheart. I mean, we've had some really wonderful cats in our life, but he is very, very special.
Sonny epitomizes a cat of choice for us because almost all the cats we've had, we received them usually from somebody else. A lot of them we just received, and a lot of them we just got through situations where we wouldn't really choose them, and they're always black and white or gray. Sonny's the first cat of color, an orange color, that we've ever picked.
Yeah. So I have the mountains here, and I also have the bouquet. And it's as if, something is going to happen or develop for you that I think could turn into something really beautiful. But there's going to be some obstacles and a little bit of roadblocks getting there. So it's not going to be an immediate thing. And as a matter of fact, I'm almost sensing maybe it won't be necessarily an immediate attraction, but it will build into something that could turn into something really beautiful.
Well, not knowing the Lenormand like my wife here, I do know that the mountain sort of represents a goal of sorts and obstacles along the way to that goal. And then, of course, the bouquet, it does seem to be gifts, and or it sort of seems
It's
to
also
be
gifts of praise as
beauty,
well. And, right,
beauty in a way too. So I'm thinking that one of these persons will prove to be one and one will prove to be the other. The one may have a lot of obstacles involved in getting to know them better, and maybe it's just not going to really be worth it for you. Maybe they really are trying to block you because they're not really comfortable being in a relationship with you or with anyone. I sort of get that feeling a little bit. But the other one is somebody who's magnanimous and will probably be the kind of person who's attentive and stuff like that. And that once there's an attraction or establishment. But once again, like Banshee, I just don't see it necessarily being immediately. These are a little bit abstract in a way, so I'm not really sure when they're going to happen for you. You might
Well, this
want to
was
just
a general
think about it.
reading. I'm not seeing a time frame here either, other than I do think that it's certainly going to be developing this year. It's definitely going to be
Yeah,
developing
it is
in
developing in this
2020.
year.
Yeah, when I say this year, because
There's
2019 is almost over, so
there's
let's say
nothing that shows it's
2020.
really fast though. It's just sort of moving ahead, and then the mountain sort of indicates that too, is that there's just
Yeah.
situations to work with.
Yeah.
So
So
good
I hope
luck,
that
and let
helps,
us know how that
Benita.
goes.
And thanks for joining us. And hey, Jacob, are you with us? Because you are up if you are. I want to use my. Which deck did we just use?
That was the Egyptian.
Oh, this one?
Okay, we'll use that one.
Yeah.
If Jacob, right, has waited.
You're
Thank you,
very
Bonita.
welcome, Benita.
Yeah, we'd like
Keep
to know
us
more.
posted, absolutely. Hey, Jacob.
And Sonny, you gotta watch that with the nose. Oh, look at you. You are so sweet. Look at that.
Well, we were blessed with two cats up here tonight. Our pretty black cat won't show herself very often on the table, but she is wonderful too.
Well, she really has to have very attentive attention. You have to constantly stroke her and pet her, or she gets bored. Whereas the other two can kind of lay around and you can pet them or not, but they'll still lay there. Whereas her, she'll just move around. She'll get fidgety, sort of. Look at that. You are looking so nice.
Okay, Jacob, one more time.
Calling for
Jacob might have left us.
I'm going to put a note into the chat room.
Put a note in, and let's see. We'll give him another minute.
Yes, the black one was on earlier, and then we had a couple of nice shots.
Yeah, it is on our beginning, and it might be on the exit too, right?
He's on my, or she, Shadow, is on my emotional
Shadow.
exchanges. Right at the end of the intro to that, she's on the table and then she jumps off, or she's on the chair by the table and she jumps off.
But I think they're on our intro too, aren't they all?
Probably, yeah.
Is it? Okay, Jacob is not here. We're going to move on to Crystal. Hey, Crystal, see we got to you.
Unless you left too, but you probably didn't, hopefully.
I bet Crystal's still here.
Calling for Crystal.
Calling for Crystal. He's taking the runner.
I'm hoping to get a portrait of them for the holidays with all three of them and us sitting together.
Good luck.
I don't know if we'll be able to
We
do that.
might have to have catnip at our sides or something to make it happen. There we go.
A separation. I'm a Leo. He's a Scorpio. We have a kid involved, and I'm so hurt. I do love this man. We already have one child together. Okay, so...
So what is the question exactly? Do you want to know
Are
if
you asking if you are separating? Is that what you're asking? Leos and Scorpios, that's a pretty high-charged relationship, in my opinion. Well, we're not sure if we understand the question.
It says that you're going through a separation and that you have a child on the way, and you have a child. So are you asking us if if he's going to come back? Is that your question, or was it asked earlier?
I'm gonna look earlier. Go ahead and stay current.
Okay, I'll stay current. Oh, okay.
Got it? Okay.
Oh, that could be very true, Masonic. That could be.
Football over us? I'm mortified. I have the vapors. How could they?
Mr. O cannot understand that concept, but I used to watch sports a lot, so I get it.
Okay, so you are asking if the Leo person still loves you, and you are asking how all of this will affect your pregnancy.
Let's do a yes, no, and let's do another draw for that.
Right.
Okay, so go ahead and shuffle.
So our first question will be the yes or no
Yeah,
about
the first question
the
is
Leo man.
about the Leo man and if he still loves you and what's going on there. Well, I'm sorry you're going through such a hard time, Crystal. And especially hard when you're carrying a child. I know, emotions are very, very rough. Okay. It's leaning towards no, Crystal. As far as his feelings towards you, we have one ace, the Ace of Coins reversed, which is the card that kind of indicates it's leaning towards no. We have an Emperor card, And we have the Queen of Wands reversed. And so basically, I'll start out by saying that the Emperor card is somebody who is very authoritative, maybe very dominating, and very used to getting their way about things. And that could be indicative of the Leo person, right? And the Queen of Wands reversed right now.
Cups.
I'm sorry. Oh, it's clubs. Well, it's wands.
Clubs. Whoops. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can he move?
He doesn't want to.
Okay. Well, anyway, there, the Queen of Wands reversed is basically, it's showing that you are under a lot of stress right now. And also, it's possible that, it's possible that Sunny just knocked down our camera. And it's also possible that he and you have been getting into a lot of arguments or disagreements, and it's put you under a lot of pressure and stress right now. You are not at your best at this point in time. I think that card is really showing that. So it's not looking like he has a lot of concern for you right now, or what he's feeling is not positive.
I mostly agree with that. He's apparently more of a authoritarian type of person, so he's sort of righteous, self-righteous, and so
All about him if he's a Leo.
dominating may be a word that you could use to describe him. And I feel that a lot of this has been really rough on you because there's not really a strong enough house there, a foundation to work from. Even though you already have the other child and are expecting one, there is that. And it's a lot of times it's very much a test of wills between you because as a Scorpio, you are very strong-willed on your own. So a lot of this is because maybe from various cultural point of views or whatever experience, he sort of feels he should be the one who's naturally in charge. And so you fight a lot over that kind of stuff, I think. So what did you get?
Well, it's interesting. I think that basically this person is pretty unmoving right now. I got the key and I got the anchor, and I'm really feeling that this is talking about the Leo and is saying that this person is very unmoving in where they're at right now with you. They don't seem to be...
And you have to understand that.
You have to understand that.
That's the discovery where you're being led to with the key.
Okay,
the acceptance of that.
We're going to do that because I think it's really important we answer that question for you, and then we'll move on to Jakari. Let's do a yes/no on the pregnancy, and I'll throw some cards. We don't normally do a second reading, but I sense your need right now, Crystal. So I want to help you out. And we have time to fit Jakari in and Smiling Soul.
Did Jakari come back?
Pardon me?
Oh, never mind. Okay, so this is yes and about.
Yeah, and I'll need to shuffle, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, you're the Leo and he's the Scorpio. Oops.
Whoops, sorry about that.
Very sorry about that.
However, you do have those complementary things there in terms of the willpower, the struggle of the will.
They can be. Oh, Scorpio's hard-headed, Smiling Soul? What would I know about that?
Right. Go on. Knock your head there. Let's see how hard you are.
It is true.
Thank you, Smiling Soul. I knew I could count on you. Drip, drip, snark, snark.
Oh, you are silly.
No, I'm just kidding, of course.
Being silly. All right. But Scorpios, they can be really kind of, well, you know them best.
Intense.
Intense. All right. Well, the probably
We
the
love you
interesting
too.
thing is with that smiling soul is I have always gotten along great with Scorpio men, but Scorpio women, not so much.
Except my mom.
Except his mom. And that's true. And that's the only Scorpio woman, and I've known a number that I've been able to get along with.
Okay, I did count right.
Okay.
Well, we are not entitled, we are not qualified to make medical assessments
Right.
or diagnoses. All we can tell you is what we see in the cards. The cards are not looking very favorable in terms of your question.
But here's what I would say to that. I'm not so sure, it's necessarily about the baby. I think it's about you. And because we do have the Five of Pentacles here, and that is kind of a not very great card. And as a matter of fact, it does talk about your health. And it does say you need to watch your health and also to make sure that you're getting, your doctor's care, you're following your doctor's advice because there are people who can help you. So you need to seek out, and make sure you're getting the care you need. The focus is on you now and the baby. Obviously, you have to think about your baby, but in that regard, you have to make sure you're doing everything you can for yourself to make sure that baby's going to be healthy. And see, right here, we also have the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is almost a card of bed rest. Like you need to definitely slow it down or de-stress. Do whatever it takes to de-stress as much as you can. If you have friends and peers or family who is supporting you at this time, during the separation, which is such a difficult time for you, don't hesitate to lean on them. Tell them you need them right now.
Yeah.
And definitely take it easy on yourself. Do not, try to stress yourself out too much because it is leaning towards no, but I don't think that means necessarily the pregnancy is going to fail. I just think it's not going to be easy. And
Yeah.
it's probably because of all the stress of what you're going through right now.
There's terrible health concerns, and I think that if the separation is actually pretty much there, you do need to find those other allies, those other friends or people who can support you, and you do totally need to lean on them, and you need to take care of yourself. I don't think there's anything here that says there's an imminent danger for the pregnancy, but it's more about your health. You need to be as healthy as possible. And now Banshee's going to do the Lenormand. You basically can't worry about him and whether you're getting back together.
Yes.
You have to think
Focus
about your
on-
child and your health.
Well, I don't know. Did you have natural childbirth before? Because what I'm seeing here, and this is the bouquet, and this is the scythe, I'm sensing that there might be a C-section or a cesarean possible. I do have that feeling about this, that that's what could occur here.
I'm hoping for the best. Some of this looks a little bit chancy, but the bouquet seems to indicate
It's
this
hope.
is a gift, this is health, this is love, too. So I'm thinking, okay, so there was a cesarean. Okay.
Okay.
So this may happen again.
Yeah.
But it looks like that will be a major complication, but it will really probably won't
But
be
I think
horrible.
that something beautiful will
Yeah.
transpire from it. The bouquet is beauty and love and a gift, which our children are gifts. So I'm thinking that's a positive. But obviously, I feel this is my feeling is it's not going to be that easy on you. So take care of yourself because your children will need you. And we're rooting for you all the way, 100%.
And
So
we
come
want you to
back
focus on that.
yeah. Come back and ask us questions anytime, Crystal, okay?
Okay, so he can't find you right now?
I don't think Scorpio will be looking for you.
I sort of feel that way too, like there's
Not at the moment. I don't feel his mind is on you right now. If that's what it seemed, he did not have a good attitude. And I
right,
don't
he's
know if
not
it's
really in the
just
picture
he's
here.
not into the responsibility of the children, if it's you or if it's that. I'm not really clear on that. But that's what we have for you now, Crystal, and I hope that helps you in some way. We're going to move on to Jakari. Hey, Jakari, I hope you're still with
You're
us.
welcome.
That's right, Jakari left previously, right?
Right, and you put him at the bottom,
I
so
put
they
him
may
at the
not
bottom,
be back.
so may not be back. We're going to see. Hey, Jakari.
If not, then it's Smiling Soul again.
And I'm just going to ask one time if Blah returned. Is Blah back? Blah or Jakari? And if not, Smiling Soul, we'll give you one more shot at it. Okay, so wait a minute. Is this Dr. Single? Is he my next boyfriend? Did you mean if this Dr. Single
That's
is
the
he your
bearded
next
guy.
boyfriend?
It's the bearded guy, right? Yeah. The bearded guy's the doctor. She wants to know if he's single and if it's the next boyfriend.
Okay.
Love is in the air. I don't know all the words to that one. Da, 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 da. Da, da, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, please.
If you had a glass, it would be breaking.
Now, I promised I would not sing on this show, and there you go.
I never made no such problem. And as long as we're talking about
Yeah.
Scorpio men, there's a thing about Scorpio men. So, Masonic, you say your brother's a Scorpio. Scorpio men always sing as if they were a tenor, even if they're not. And they also sing operatically, too.
All right. Did I
I don't-
shuffle these?
No, and you're
Did
speechless at that.
I am. I am, actually.
Give me some karaoke.
I see we have another person in the room. Am I right?
Yes.
I don't know if we'll be able to fit you in, Solus. We're running near the end here. We might be able to.
Oh, excuse me.
But let's finish this up and see what we do. I'm always making that first pile so big. I don't know why today. Oh, okay then. Well, they're welcome to stay and listen and watch, but any kind of negativity, I might have to say bye-bye. Hopefully just hang in there and
Okay, they definitely look like it's a very good chance they're single. It's not 100% positive, but it
No.
looks like it's strongly leading towards single.
but you have the Ace of Coins upright. You have the Ace of Cups upright. Okay, that's fine, Solus, and you're welcome to stay in the background. I appreciate that.
You were here
And-
before though, and I thought you tried to ask a question and we didn't have enough time for you maybe.
And this is the Four of Swords reversed. And what it's saying to me is
They're getting back into the dating game after being out of it, maybe?
Yes, I think that's a possibility. And also, there's movement of some sort happening here, Smiling Soul, in a positive direction, I'd say, in regards to your question. There's definitely a possibility of yes here.
Well,
That's
they're definitely single, or it looks that
pretty
way.
darn good.
So, yeah, I would say that they're getting back into the dating pool, and so therefore they will probably be able to become your next boyfriend. Want to
Yeah,
pull
I
another
don't.
one?
Oh, duh. I'm sorry. Well, I want to thank Sunny for only knocking the camera down once today.
We think that this person could be your potential next boyfriend. So we're going to look at the Letterman to look
See
at
if
that a little bit
anything
too.
there gives further clue on that.
Ooh.
Va va boom.
Yes.
So you have the lily
The lily is central.
and you have the owl. And so, yeah, I think you're going to get news soon that you're going to like to hear. This is definitely somebody who could be interested in a relationship,
Is that what the owl tells you?
physical relationship. That is news. Yeah, that's like the birds.
Ah, okay.
So there's chatter, there's news happening. It seems like, you're going to have a lot of conversation with this person, and that could lead to something.
Looks good.
I think it looks great. I do. And I think that's a wrap then, because Solus isn't here for a reading, so that's all right. We've hit everybody except the people that walked again, and unfortunately, if they leave the room, that's it.
So we're going to remind everybody
Oh,
that...
you got it. Really, that's your spirit animal, the owl. Okay, that's very awesome. I like owls.
Very nice. We're going to remind everybody again that we will be back on Thursday from 7 to 9. Banshee will be back with a soul story later this month.
Later this month.
We do a daily reading for the entire audience that's on Facebook. So those are posted nightly and they're for the day ahead. And you can also contact us at Facebook, leave a message in our notification box. We have some other new projects we'll be working on besides my emotional exchanges. Banshee will be doing a materials matter. That's in several weeks, and that'll be a weekly forecast on your money angles.
Yes, and business and career and education. Stay tuned for more. And Masonic, thank you. We always
Thank you,
have a good
everyone.
time with all of you in our chat. We thank you for the energy you bring and, and also the questions that you give us. And we know that, you really want to hear from our hearts what the answers are. And we hope we help you out.
We're hoping to have some extra content around the holidays too, so you'll look forward
Stay
to that.
tuned.
We're working hard.
We are every day.
We thank you guys for supporting us, and we love our little community, so thank you so much.
Yes. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Have a good night.